Okay, like, have you ever walked into a room and completely blanked on why you're even there? Or like, tried to remember something super important and it's like our brains are playing this never-ending game of hide and seek with our memories. And honestly, it's not that fun. But guys, it doesn't have to be this way. We're diving deep into the wild world of memory, figuring out how it actually, and most importantly, how to make it, like, way better. So buckle up, grab your brain food, I'm thinking like a giant plate of blueberries or something, and let's unlock the secrets to remembering literally everything. Our brains are capable of incredible feats, but memory often feels elusive. Ever walked into a room and forgot why you're there? Today, we'll uncover the secrets behind memory and share powerful techniques to strengthen it. Before we get to the good stuff, the tips and tricks to actually remembering things, we gotta understand the basics. It's like trying to build a house without a solid foundation. You need to know what you're working with. Like, what even is memory? Imagine your brain is like this massive library, right? But instead of just books, it's filled with all sorts of information. Think of it as a place where every experience, every fact, and every skill you've ever learned is stored. And instead of dusty old books, it's filled with memories, all the embarrassing moments, the random facts you've learned, and that one time you accidentally called your teacher mom. It's a living, breathing archive of your life. So this library organizes everything into 3 main sections: sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Each section has its own unique role and function. Sensory memory is like the library's entrance hall. It's where your senses, sight, smell, touch, all that jazz dump a constant stream of information. It's the first stop for everything you perceive. But here's the catch, it's super brief, like a fleeting glance at a book cover. If you don't pay attention, it just fades away. If something grabs your attention, it might get moved to the next section, short-term memory. This is where things start to get interesting. Now, short-term memory is like the library's reading room. It's got limited seating, meaning it can only hold on to a few things at a time. It's a bit cramped, but it's where you process and work with information in the moment. Think of it as your brain's mental sticky notes app, helpful for a hot minute, but not exactly a permanent storage solution. It's great for quick reminders and immediate tasks. And finally, we've reached the holy grail, long-term memory. This is the library's massive archive, where information is carefully cataloged and stored for, like, ever, or at least a really long time. It's the ultimate storage solution. This is where your most cherished memories, important knowledge, and unfortunately, that embarrassing childhood nickname reside. It's the treasure trove of your personal history. So the million-dollar question is, how do we get stuff from the cramped reading room of short-term memory into the vast archive of long-term memory? It's a process that involves a bit of effort and strategy. That's what we're about to uncover. Get ready to become memory masters, guys. We're diving deep into the techniques and practices that can help you retain information more effectively. All right, let's get real. Remembering everything shouldn't feel like rocket science, right? We all have those moments where our brain feels like it's on overload, and we can't seem to retain even the simplest information. Luckily, there are some seriously genius techniques out there that can make your memory sharper than, like, a brand new pencil. Imagine having a mind as sharp as that fresh pencil, ready to tackle anything. First up, we've got chunking. It sounds kind of weird, but trust me, it's a game changer. This method is all about breaking down information into bite-sized pieces. Basically, instead of trying to remember a million random things, you group them into smaller, more manageable chunks. It's like turning a chaotic puzzle into a clear picture. Think about it like organizing your overflowing closet. Instead of a chaotic mess, you categorize everything into sections like shirts, pants, and that one sweater I swear I'll wear again someday. This way, everything has its place. Suddenly, it's way less overwhelming, right? Same goes for your memory. By chunking information, you make it easier for your brain to process and recall. Next, let's talk about the power of visualization. This technique taps into the brain's natural affinity for images. Our brains are basically hardwired to remember images way better than words. It's like having a built-in camera that captures vivid snapshots. So if you're trying to remember something, try associating it with a vivid, memorable image. The more detailed and colorful, the better. Like, if you need to remember to buy milk, picture a giant carton of milk wearing sunglasses and chilling on a beach. It's silly, but that's what makes it stick. Sounds ridiculous, right? But that's the point. The more outrageous the image, the more likely you are to remember it. Humor and absurdity are your allies here. And last but not least, we've got the MVP of memory techniques, spaced repetition. This method is all about timing. This one's all about outsmarting your brain's natural tendency to forget things over time. By revisiting information at strategic intervals, you reinforce your memory. It's like, hey brain, remember this? And your brain's like, ugh, fine. But with each reminder, it gets a little easier. But then you keep reminding it at gradually increasing intervals, and eventually your brain's like, okay, I get it. I'll remember this forever. It's a powerful way to make information stick. There are even apps for this, like Anki, which is basically like a personal trainer for your memory. These tools can help you stay on track and make the most of spaced repetition. Chapter 3. Okay, so we've covered the techniques, but here's the thing. Memory isn't just about tricks and hacks. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your brain's health and functionality. It's also about taking care of your brain, like giving it the VIP treatment it deserves. This means making conscious choices every day that contribute to your cognitive well-being. First and foremost, prioritize sleep. Quality sleep is essential for memory consolidation and overall brain health. I know, easier said than done when you're binge watching your favorite show. But trust me, your brain will thank you for those extra hours of rest. But seriously, sleep is like a magic elixir for your brain. It rejuvenates your mind and prepares you for the challenges of the next day. It's when all the memory consolidation goes down. Basically, your brain's way of hitting save on all the important stuff you learned that day. Without enough sleep, this process is compromised. Next up, let's talk about exercise. Physical activity is not just for your body. It's a powerful tool for your brain too. And no, I'm not talking about like running a marathon here, unless that's your thing, then you do you. Even moderate exercise can have significant benefits. Even just a little bit of movement can make a huge difference. A brisk walk, some light stretching, or a quick yoga session can do wonders. Think of it as giving your brain a much-needed energy boost. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, which helps with memory and cognitive function. Plus, it's a great excuse to blast some music and dance it out, which, let's be real, is always a good time. Dancing is not only fun, but also a great way to keep your brain sharp. And of course, we can't forget about food. Nutrition plays a crucial role in brain health and memory. What you eat plays a major role in how well your brain functions, including your memory. A balanced diet rich in nutrients supports cognitive function. So, ditch the processed junk and load up on brain-boosting foods like blueberries, salmon, and walnuts. These foods are packed with antioxidants and healthy fats that nourish your brain. Think of it as fueling your brain with premium, high-octane fuel instead of, like, the cheap stuff that makes your car sputter. Your brain deserves the best, so treat it well. So there you have it, the secrets to unlocking your brain's full memory potential. Remember, it's not about being perfect or remembering absolutely everything. It's about giving your brain the tools and care it needs to thrive. Just like any skill, memory takes practice. So be patient with yourself, have fun with it, and don't be afraid to laugh at those occasional memory blanks. We've all been there. Now go forth and remember all the things, or at least like more things than you did before. With these techniques and a few lifestyle changes, you'll unlock your brain's full memory potential. Remember, just like any muscle, your brain gets stronger with practice. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, follow our channel, and share it with your friends.